Hello everyone, this is Lais from Be Happy Now, and I'm here with my energy forecast for March. And I'm very excited because it's spring coming up on the 20th of March, it's the equinox. So we are working with two incredibly different energies in March, and not just in terms of spring and winter, but also metaphorically for all of us human beings. We will be dealing with two very distinct, different energies. And one of those energies that represents the winter energy is the one that I would call death or letting go. So there will be parts of us, there will be versions of ourselves or parts of us that we wish to let go, that we are ready to let die, basically, even though it sounds a bit, not nice, but that's what's happening. We are looking at versions of ourselves that no longer suit us and that are ready to die. And at the same time, there's spring coming up, and spring represents birth or new beginnings. So there's new versions of ourselves waiting to be born, waiting to be seen, waiting to, take action. So there's a lot we can do this month energetically. First of all, decluttering. So decluttering is not just physical decluttering our places, our houses, our homes, our offices, but energetically decluttering our entire system of these old versions of ourselves that no longer suit us in our lives. And in order for our new selves, the new parts of ourselves that we wish to be born, we need to create that space. So we need to let go outdated versions of ourselves to make space for all these new things to be happening in our lives, right? Just as in physical spaces, when it's too cluttered and there's no space for new stuff to come in, it's the same energetically. If we are filled with, old versions of ourselves, if we're filled with, old thoughts, too many thoughts that are not serving us, limiting beliefs, if our whole life, if our whole energetic system is crammed and filled with negativity and worries and things that just really don't suit us, then we have to make space. We have to let that shit go, right? To say it in a nice way. And to make space for all the new things. New things can be new friendships, it can be new inspiring people we wish to work with, it can be new jobs, new opportunities, new hobbies, new self-development ideas, new creative outlets that we wish to explore, new relationships, new romantic relationships, and a new relationship with ourselves. And that's the most important thing anyway, this new relationship with ourselves. And my main message really in March is, don't be afraid to sit in your darkness that represents this winter season. So don't be afraid of facing your inner darkness, to face your inner shit, to face your fears and all those excuses you keep telling yourself. Just look them in the eye and think about whether they are helping you in any way, or if it's time to let go of all those excuses, of your inner shit, of blaming other people, other situations, judging other people, judging yourself. Just really sit still in March and think about whether all those excuses you're having and that you're telling yourself on a daily basis are helping you, or if it's time to let this outdated version of yourself die and to take responsibility for yourself, for your life, for the stage you're at, right? Just look around yourself, look at your relationships, your friendships, look at your daily life, look at your body. How's your body feeling? How's your health doing? What does your heart feel? What is your heart telling you, right? How does your heart feel in your romantic relationship? Or how does your heart feel about being single? How does your heart feel in your friendships? How does your heart feel at work? Do you feel like you're serving your purpose? Do you feel your message matters? Do you feel like whatever it is that you're feeling, you have to first be based in your heart and allow all these feelings to surface, and to then sit with also all the negative emotions that might arise, frustrations or fears or anything that might come up, because really that is what we need to be doing in March, to envision and to visualize, to feel all the darkness that might be within us, all our fears, our worries, our everything that we haven't dealt with over the winter yet, or maybe it's little remnants that are still left. So March is asking you to deal with those little remnants too. in order to just make space for all the light to come in that starts as of spring again, the equinox. And for the light to come in, we need to face our shadow sides first. And in fact, I had this beautiful meditation this morning where I saw an owl, and she was sitting in total darkness on a tree, middle of the night, with her little owl or big owl eyes, right, looking like that. And she was not afraid. Of course not, she's a nocturnal animal, but still the message was so clear. It's like, don't be afraid to face your shadow selves, your inner darkness, your inner shit, whatever you like to call it, because now is really a great time to do it. And we can only do it when we sit in stillness and when we allow ourselves that time to connect with ourselves. We cannot run away all the time, and I work with so many people who do just that. They run away all the time from their problems. They go traveling all the time, or they're out being social, which is great, but sometimes we really have to take that time to deal with our inner demons, with all the things that are triggering us deeply, with our fears, with our heart that might be suffering, might be upset about certain things. And so running away and not facing anything is not going to serve you in March, especially not when we go into equinox, when we go into spring, because that's such a great opportunity to embrace a new version of ourselves and to start with that new fresh energy, to give life to a new version of ourselves, right? To give birth to the self that we wish to become. So yeah, that was one of the main messages of this owl that I saw in my meditation this morning. And the owl is also great at discerning people's behaviors and actions and their character. So it helps us to see past all illusions, past the veil. The owl is very good at that, right? So she's asking us to do the same, to take March as a month where we look really deep into our relationships and all the situations we are in, and to really discern and to see objectively what it is. And not, there's always two extremes here of people that I work with. Like one of the kind of people, they would be the people who pretend everything is great. They don't have any problems, their relationships are great, their relationship with themselves is great, and they just don't wish to dwell on negativity to the extent that they just deny that there might be something wrong, and they're just afraid of confrontation. They're afraid of fighting, they're afraid of speaking up, they're afraid of hurting people or being hurt in return. And these kind of people are not doing themselves a favor by keeping it all in and pretending like everything is great, or it could be worse, or this kind of behavior is in the long term really not healthy. So the message here really is to allow yourself to speak up, allow yourself to to show your emotions to people, and to show that their behavior sometimes affect you, and that you're not always aligned with how they are behaving. And the message here also is for stronger boundaries, to create healthy boundaries. What is it that you are able to accept, and what are the behaviors that you don't wish to experience anymore? And the other extreme are the people who see negativity in everything. They see flaws in everything and in everyone. They blame everyone and every situation for everything. So that's also not a healthy way to be in, because we have to acknowledge that every person has flaws, every situation might have their flaws, but we have to look past it and also look at the positive things. And everyone has positive things, right? And every situation, even though when it's a shitty situation we are in, is teaching us something. I deeply believe that nothing happens to us, everything happens for us. And even when I'm in shitty situations, right, I will always try and look at the bigger picture and see what is the lesson behind this. What am I learning here? And it's such a great way. It's such an empowering way of dealing with shitty situations because we always have something to learn, and then we grow because of it. So yeah, March is a great month for all of that. And the owl is also this mysterious, wise animal, and she asks us to explore new things, to explore the unknown, to not be afraid of change. So whatever you've been visualizing or wanting to start one day, let this one day be now, right? Let it be in March. Really think about the things you wish to accomplish, the new things that you've been dreaming about, whether it's traveling or taking up a new creative hobby or whatever it is. You know, the time is now. So just explore, you know, allow yourself to explore the unknown. Allow yourself to start with new cycles, new phases, new projects. Also, the owl is a very intuitive animal, so it asks us to trust our intuition, especially in March when we can see past the veil and all the illusions, and we see people for what they really are, and we see ourselves for who we really are. It's a great month to listen to our intuition, because our intuition is always right, whether it's a gut feeling that you have, whether it's your heart lightening up, or, you know, feeling sad about certain things, whether it's like dreams you're having or visions you're having, or if you're journaling and things just ring true for you. Just really honor your intuition, because your intuition rarely is wrong. So yeah, that's another message from the owl. And I took a tarot card as well with a very powerful message here. So you can see there is this person flowing, right? And it says suivre le courant. So in English it's go with the flow, right? So here really the universe is telling us to stop forcing things to happen. Everything that is in the flow will just naturally happen, and we don't have to force, you know, relationships to work out or friendships to work out. We don't have to force things to happen in our professional life. When we're in the flow with things, with the universe, things just come to us. They're easy, it's fun, it's flowing, right? That's the kind of energy we're going for in March, or that we are entering when spring arrives after the equinox. Things should be flowing much easier, and if they are not, just think about what would happen if you stop trying so hard, if you stop forcing things to happen, whether, as I said, your relationship or your professional life, even the relationship with yourself, right? We shouldn't be forcing ourselves to do anything. So just try and go with the flow, and hopefully you will see that it's so much easier and fun to go with the flow than try to force things. And voila, that's my message for March. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a line. As always, I love to hear from you. Lots of love. Bye bye.